So the next function we will be looking at in this series is the choose function. The choose function is part of Excel lookout function, but however it's generally not in use like some other lookout function like the find function, for instance. To do this, I would like us to insert a new column, yes, which we will just number, for instance, and we will insert our numbers right here. Insert our numbers. Okay, great. Essentially, what the choose function allows you to choose selected results from an inputted basic numbers. So in order to do this, we have a list of our items and index number assigned to each of these items, and we will be performing our calculations with the index, and expected results will be displayed right here. So what we are hoping to achieve is when we input an index number. When we input an index number here, we should have a result display in the result row. We insert 3, for instance, we should have a corresponding result displayed in our result cell, which should of course be pencil. If the index number is 2, we should have a result folder, for instance. So we are going to have equal to choose, and we have the first option, which is index number. Where are we going to be inputting the index number 1 to 10? We'll be inputting our index number right here. So I'll go ahead and press F4 to lock that in place. I'll go ahead and press F4, or simply add the $sign, for instance. We'll add the $sign to lock that in place. Next, we have to input the values. These values are discrete values. We must note this, and not a range where we usually just have to select a given range. But in this case, we are inputting discrete values. We are inputting discrete index value that will have to start from B3, for instance, blackback, with a corresponding index value of 1. Next, we'll have B4 with a corresponding index value of 2. So right away we'll input B3. Next, B4. Great. We'll have B4. Right. B4. So I will just go ahead and input the other values in these other values in our items column. Yeah, I will just go ahead and input. Great, I have finished inputting the other values from B3 to B4, and now I'll press enter. Notice we have an error here because at this moment there is no value in our index defined cell. So if I were to put in 1, for instance, here, and hit enter, I have pack Good. Backpack. If I hit 2, for instance, I have folders, and if I hit 10, for instance, I have a launch box as the corresponding result. So that is the first part of the choose function. In our next application of the sum function, we want to be able to get the total expenses in various school items. This is a little more an advanced, a little more step higher than the basic application we've seen above. Here we are going to use the choose function still, but this time around we are using it with the sum function. So click on sum, and immediately we use the choose function as well, and we are choosing where our the results going to be inputted. Here we go ahead and press F4 key to lock it as well. Yes, we press the F4 key to lock. Great. Now the next value we will input is the value of the prices or the expenses per item for various years. Because we are using the sum function, we can go ahead and select the range right now. So I will select the range in column of 2015. I select the range in column of 2015, and I make sure that I lock this as well. Each time you have to make sure that you lock this. Okay, you lock this using the $sign. Great. Next, comma, we move to 2016. We equally select, and making sure we don't select the total, and we lock this as well. Comma. So I'll go ahead and do the selection for all the other years. 2017, good. 2017 right up to 2022. So you just give me a couple of minutes to go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I've inputted the value, the expenses for all the years from 2015 right up to 2022. Yes, so I will have to lock our bracket, not just one, because this first bracket closes the choose, and now I also close for the sum, and I hit enter. Still again we have our error here, which is not an issue. If I input 1, for instance, and I hit enter, I have down here the total expenses for the year 2015, giving me $59.81, which in our previous videos we calculated as $59.81 exactly. So this helps you to be able to just hit for any year. For instance, if I want to know for 2022, for 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I just have to hit 8 here. If I hit 8, I have $63.07 as a sum of the expenses for 2022, which we already calculated in our previous video to be exactly that. So this is, see, the second application for the choose function, building in the choose function and the sum function together. Similarly, we can use this to build the average expenses for various items. I will simply copy that formula and I will come to undo. I will copy. Alright, so on the average, I'm going to paste that formula. Good formula. And I make changes like from sum to average, from sum to average. Okay, and I'm equally going to change the index to U. Yes, and everything remains the same. Good. Still we have the error here. If I input 1, for instance, I'm supposed to get the average expenses for the school items in 2015. In our previous video, we calculated as 5.98. Great. If I want to get for 2022, I have 6.307, which we calculated initially. 6.3, okay, 6.307, which we calculated in 2 decimal places. Of course, if I have to expand this to 3, we'll get the same result, 6.307. Great.